Hey, what's up, guys? So I do tier lists every so often to talk about what's going on in RTA, right? So I figured it's time that I do another one. We're about halfway through the season, maybe a little over halfway. I believe the season ends like the last week of February. It's still like the first week of January right now. So we still got a ways to go. I've been seeing a lot more success in this season than I was in the last season. I've also gotten quite a bit more gear since the last season, and I've rounded out my units a bit more. Eventually, I'll probably go through and show my account and show how much has improved. I just crafted literally 50k wyvern mats today and got a couple of upgrades. Nothing crazy, but you know, it's really hard for me to get a crazy piece of gear at this point. But this is what I came up with. I also have my last tier list, and we're gonna kind of like look at my last one too to see how much things have changed from midway through the last season, and we'll go from there. If you're wondering who the hell am I, why does my opinion matter? I've climbed up quite a bit this season. I understand the meta very well. I play several different drafts, and I really think I understand the meta. My win rate has been steadily climbing, pushing up into Legend. I was pretty much at a 50% win rate, evened out here, but now I'm 40 up. Because I've been winning a hell of a lot more than I've been losing. Usually my match history looks like this. Sometimes I get a bad streak of RNG and it goes down to 5 and 5 or whatever, but usually I'm winning more than I'm winning, or than I'm losing. And just to go through drafts here, you'll see a lot of the units that I'm talking about being picked on these teams, and you'll kind of see where we're going from there, right? Green Sid. You've probably never seen me play this unit ever, right? And I picked him twice. So my playstyle has drastically changed. I play literally every type of draft. And I think that's what makes this season one of the hardest seasons. Unless you just gear gap everybody in your one playstyle, I think you have to play multiple drafts to perform well in this season. At least to push up into Legend. And you'll see, like, I'm playing Standard, I'm playing Aggro, I'm playing Cleave. Here's another one, right? This guy beat me. I think I went 2-2 with this guy, right? I beat him the first draft, and then he figured out he needs to ban my Kerouac, and then he beat me again, like somewhere down here. And then this guy's AOL has stupid high effectiveness, so the resist route didn't work with my maid, so I was like, alright, bet, I'm just gonna cleave your ass. And so yeah, you gotta be able to adapt this season, it seems like. I'm not taking notes on anybody because I ain't that cringe, but yeah, the meta's, it's pretty set in right now. And basically what it comes down to is like these top 5 units are literally like the backbone of this game right now. And if you don't have these units, it's really hard to climb. And as you'll notice here, my only 2 losses in my match history are when my opponent has ML Kerouac, and I don't. So, like, see? He has him there, I don't here. And then a lot of my drafts, like I'll have him, right? Didn't have him here. I had him here. I beat somebody with him here, right? But that's because I cleaved. I think the only real way you can fight Kerouac is in a cleave draft, where you have to go aggro. If you fight Kerouac in Standard, there's a pretty good chance you're not gonna win. Like he's pretty oppressive right now. And then we of course have, you know, the other units. AOL. If you don't have an answer to AOL, if you don't have ML Kerouac or a high resist on your cleansers, then she's a unit you just can't fight. Same thing with Ran. If you don't have anti-AoE tech available, then you can't fight against Ran. And even with the right anti-cleave tech, you could still just lose. Like, it just comes down to RNG. So you'll kind of see like where I have the units placed here. I still think ML Charles is very good. He's not picked as much right now, but just because not as many people have him, but I still think he's up in this tier. Because when he's picked, he's insane. Right? There's just a couple different types of cleave. You have the Charles type cleave, and then you have the Caesarea type cleave, right? And then you can even bring in like Ida as well. Ran fits in literally every single one of these cleaves. That's why I have him up here. And then, you know, it branches out into either him or it branches out into her. And then you have your other filler cleave units down here. Like there's the Weedrid cleave. Like I actually have him in S. because a lot of people are just trying to go as fast as possible. So they'll pick like him, then you have Green Sid as an option here as well. And then Miru is literally like, she's kind of turned into the queen of standard right now. She's insane. She's very hard to deal with if she's paired next to ML Kerwick. So ML Kerwick in standard, basically he fits in literally any single draft of all of these units up here. Like literally, he's a unit that you could pick and you're just not punished at all. Lilius is a very aggressive unit. I don't have much experience fighting her because if I'm not first pick, she is banned. So anytime I try to fight her, it's not fun. So I just ban her permanently if I don't get to first pick her. And even when I first pick her, like, since I don't get to do it that often, I haven't really perfected the kind of draft I want to do. And I'll still lose because they'll just ban her, and then the rest of my team doesn't really have a good synergy, and I'll lose because of it. So sometimes I just ban her no matter what, just because I don't want to deal with her and I don't want to pick her because it kind of messes with my draft. And then I've talked about AOL a little bit. Aravi is just Aravi's Aravi, right? But I like mainly you guys can just take a look at this. I don't have to go through every single unit at this point. I think most of the people that watch my videos, most of you guys know who these units are. And honestly, like, if you're a new player, this isn't going to help you very much because this RTA is pretty late game. You're not going to have access to a lot of these units, but maybe if you see these units up here and you have access to them, those are probably the units that you want to look into build if you're getting into RTA. And just trust my judgment when I say they're good. Some of them aren't going to fit in every single draft. Like, you can't pick Ida here and then put her in a standard team. It's not going to work. Make sure you're using them with teams that, you know, provide some sort of synergy, right? You don't just want to pick random shit because, you know, team synergy matters a lot this season too. It's more so about teams. Last season, well, kind of at the beginning of the season, it felt like you just picked the OP units and you won. That's what I was doing. Like, I was just picking all the OP units and I was winning matches. Since I've started thinking more about my team instead of just picking all the OP units, thanks to, I want to get a shout out to Magic Chi, or Magic Key, however you want to say it. I adapted one of his drafts, and it's been doing crazy work for me because I've been struggling fighting Belian for a while, and the draft, like, a lot of people were picking Belian. A lot of people were picking Aravi, and, like, I'm using this draft here for that reason. If you first pick Belian, like, I rebuilt my Rimuru. I actually think Rimuru is more of a support character. I think he's better built, really tanky. And because, like, first pick Rimuru is just unpunished as well if Kerwick's not available. I noticed here I was first pick and I was going to pick Lilius, and I decided to ban Kerwick. Because if I first pick Lilius and they pick Kerwick, like, it's tough, right? Because that's what happened here. I was first pick, they took Kerwick. They were first pick, they took Kerwick. So that didn't matter. But the way I have Rimuru now, like, Rimuru is literally a Crow for me. So I'll show you. So you can just kind of understand. It's in friendship, but yeah, my Rimuru is just, yeah, tanky as shit. And I even give him effect resistance. Because usually he's paired with Carmen. He has 100 ER. Exactly. He gives ER to everyone around him too. I actually want to triple S him. I wish I would have triple S'd him, but it's kind of how I'm using him. He's more of a support for me. Set up defense breaks. Smash it with Charlotte. Smash it with SSB. Counter pick with Rylett. Counter pick with Celine, etc. Politis, you really only see her in cleaves now. Flan is just really good now, and then you have your anti-cleave picks. F10 is a strong pick. So if you notice what I have in the parentheses here, it's just the, you know, best units in the game. Fit in most drafts in almost every game. Charles is the only one that doesn't really fit here, but I think he's very good, and I think it's just because not many people pulled him. They probably moved their speed gear to other units. You can see a lot of people probably took their Charles gear and put it on Sid, but I think Charles is still a good in like every cleave draft. Like, he's just a good unit. So he's like very high pick, and like if you, a cleave, usually Charles can get drafted in, and he's just that good. And then, like, I know some people are going to think like some of these units probably belong up here or whatever. These units aren't that good, but Maid and Ruel are the best two Soul Weavers in the game right now. Carmen and FCC are the best two mitigation units in the game. Crow really fell off because the meta's so aggressive that you can't really take advantage of Crow. He might just die. Right? Anytime someone picks a Crow into me, usually I just kill it. It dies from all the damage, so there's just too much coming out. He just can't really handle it. It's not his meta. He's more of like a standard knight, right? Standard versus standard. They have to be aware of his health pool, etc. helps you remove the unit from the game. Right now, it's too aggressive. He just gets cleaved or dies in aggro. Carrot's really strong right now. All these DPS, like the RGBs, are really good right now. I actually was surprised, like Landy really fell off, which is crazy for like how much I hated that unit last season. I hate Landy. But like with the release of Milim and then units like AOL and etc. and then Caesarea being so popular, Landy is just cleave fodder. And the only way you can really build her now is really fast as an opener. So you do see her like that sometimes, but I don't even think it's that good. But yeah, there's a lot of, like basically these are like your solid DPS picks. Acid's still very good as speed contest. Of course he's not Ran, but he's still very good. And then coming down here, I know some people are probably going to be upset about some of these units being down here, like Strays and Arby and Amelia. Fast Amelia just really fell off. She was like Queen of Standard, right? The meta's not really Standard anymore. Right now, if you see an Amelia, it's going to have high ER, usually, at higher ranks, because people need to resist these things up here and cleanse. So, yeah. But usually, like, Kerouac kind of replaced her, right? Kerouac's the new Amelia. You'll see Pavel popping cleaves every now and then. Quazu's very strong. Sometimes it's just a last pick. Kisei isn't terrible. Like, she's good at resetting shit. I actually put ER on my Kerouac just for that reason. I could show you him here. Where the hell he... Why is it sorted by friendship? So yeah, my Kerouac has some ER now because I don't want to get reset. It's annoying. But yeah, he's on an ER ring. It's nice. It's good. But yeah, Clury is pretty decent. But like these you'll see every now and then. And then, like you'll see down here, maybe 1 in 100 games, maybe 1 in 200 games. And then you have all the speed imprints down here because there's a lot of speed racing going on in this meta. Even I'm doing it, which I never did before. So, with that being said, let me minimize this real quick. This is my last tier list. I don't know if I can put them next to each other. But as you can see, like a lot of these units that were really good, because, you know, Cleave was more so around back then. Blian was here, but she wasn't around as much. It was more still around the Pavel Cleave days. The Charles Cleave was more popular back here, right? This is before Ran came out, right? So Caesarea came into the game, and I don't even... Do I even have her here? Oh, there she is right here. Yeah, just situationally good. People were just using her with Cerise back then. This is before Ran. So you can kind of see how Ran really shook up the meta, and Lilius and Kerouac, because they weren't around. And you see a lot of these units that are like up here, like the single target cleaves, and like with Luna and Kisei, they were up here, and then Ravi was kind of okay, but like, and then you go down into like top mitigation, you hardly ever see Ras or Crow anymore. Crozet you see more than these two. And then Maid you still see quite often, but Kerouac kind of replaced her. Diane fell off completely. Ruel got better because of Rimuru, which Rimuru's not up here either. So this is before Rimuru and Milim came out. And so you can see like all those new units that came out, they're all, literally all at the top, right? Like all these are new. None of these were here. AOL was here, right? So this is after, oh yeah, Kerouac is here. Fucking, I did see some people pick him back then, but this was before his buff, right? So AOL was here. And she's the only unit, like, pretty much up here. Besides, like, Viseria got her usefulness up because Violet's popularity, she's unbuffable for Karma. Unbuffable is just a really strong debuff. So, yeah. And she hits these evasion units. Milim, she doesn't die, so she's good into Cleave. She can fit into Caesarea Cleave if you build her that way. So, yeah. I'm not going to keep talking. You guys can talk through this. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I know there's probably some units here you're like, why the hell is this here? Where is this unit? If it's down here, I promise you it's not good. I haven't fought it a single time. Like if it's here, I probably fought it 1 in 200 games randomly. And then, you know, just kind of follow what you see on the side here in parentheses is generally what I think about the unit. And excuse my my allergies here. I kind of got cats, and I'm allergic to cats, so... Yeah, pretty dumb. But, yeah. Make sure you drop me a like, drop me a comment, drop a sub if you're new. I'd appreciate it. And maybe some more RTA videos coming here soon. I've been thinking about recording, but I've just been enjoying playing, you know, having a stream open on the side and etc. So I haven't been worried about recording while playing. But hell, if this video does well, maybe I'll record a couple games tomorrow and get that uploaded. Alright, I'll catch y'all later. Peace.